Starting in our easy pose, making sure our sit bones are rooted, crown to the ceiling. Remember, your palms can be up if you want to receive, maybe placing forefinger and thumb together for better concentration, or however you choose. But most importantly, leaving everything outside, whatever door that is in your world, even in your mind, and allow yourself to be present right here, right now, all for you. Noticing your breath as you take a deep breath in, maybe even hold it for a couple of counts and exhale out. Inhale and exhale. So simple, but sometimes so hard to do. And as you're centering, I invite you to bring to mind your intention for today's practice. Not that it's about the practice, but what is it that you're intending? Is there a goal? Or maybe there's an affirmation. Maybe there's a wish, a prayer. Whatever it may be, bring it into your mind and take it to your heart. Always remembering that intentions are very powerful. Continuing to take a deep breath in and exhale out, finding your rhythm of breath. And remember, it's the breath that connects the body and the mind. And it's the only way that the body and the mind connect is through the breath. Gently open your eyes if they're closed and taking your hands out to the side. Let's breathe together. Inhale up, palms come together as we exhale to our hearts. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Last one, as we inhale up, we're going to clasp our hands, pushing our palms towards the ceiling, but pulling our shoulders down, pulling that belly button in, sitting up as tall as we can. And then I want you to exhale and push out front, curving your back. This is seated cat-cow. So inhale up and exhale out in front. Continuing at your own pace, inhale up. And the next time your hands are up, just release them next to your side. And let's reach out with our right hand, taking that left hand up and over. Recognizing that our sit bones may want to lift up, and we're going to push them down, staying seated. Looking up underneath our arm, take a deep breath in and exhale out. Then both hands are going to come up, taking your left hand down, right hand up and over. Deep breath in and exhale out. Coming back to center. Let's go ahead and take our left arm across, giving it a nice hug. Oh, my shoulders are sore for some reason. Stress maybe. Now bending that elbow, patting yourself on the back as you bring that elbow to center. Easy does it. Releasing this arm, taking the right arm across, giving it a nice hug. And then bending this elbow, patting ourselves on the back as we take it to the center. Releasing our elbow, clasping our hands behind our back, looking down at the ground, either pushing down towards the floor or keeping it at your lower back, but pulling those elbows to center. Opening up our chest, looking down. And it's your choice to take your chin side to side if you want, or just let it hang. Coming back to center, releasing our hands and moving into extended child's pose. Making sure that we're going to acknowledge that area between our forefinger and thumbs. Putting pressure there so that we don't weaken our wrists. Taking your forehead towards the mat, hips towards your heels. And remember, if your wrists do hurt, you can always use fists for wrists. Not that it's that much easier, but it does eliminate some of the pressure off your wrist for a little bit. Forehead goes towards the mat, hips towards your heels, dropping your forehead towards the mat. Coming up to tabletop, hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips, toes can be tucked under or flat. We're going to go into thread the needle. So take your right hand up, thread it underneath your left arm, laying back on that right shoulder, and then your left hand goes towards the top of the mat. Now it's your choice to keep your left hand here, or maybe you want to take your left hand to the ceiling and then bend your elbows, letting your left hand rest towards your right hip. It's up to you. And if you feel like adding something else on, you can take your left leg and straighten it out. Your choice though. Some days I feel like it, some days not. Today's not. But we've got to be really careful coming out of it. So we're going to bring our leg back in if it's not already. Left hand goes to the top of the mat. We're going to bring it to our face and unfold back to tabletop. There is a reason for my madness. It's easy does it because we're just starting our practice. So if you can, try not to hurry back up. Left hand goes up, right hand threads under, left hand threads under, right hand goes to the top of the mat. And then you can either keep your right hand here or take it up and bending it, letting it rest on your left hip. Again, you can kick out that right leg if you want, or not. And then our right hand goes to the top of the mat. And we're going to bring our right hand to our nose and come back to tabletop. Move into your cat-cow. Exhale, pulling your belly button to your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your hips, push away. Then landing back at our tabletop. Let's make circles with our hips, starting from the left to the right. going as fast or slow as you feel like going. But being very aware of taking that hip all the way around. We'll be going the opposite direction. So if you're going to the opposite, you'll just go opposite us next time. And the next time you're forward, just stop and go the opposite direction. Then landing back at tabletop. We're going to kickstand off with our left foot off the mat, root down in our right hand. Right foot goes to the bottom of the mat. And we're going to bring our right hand to our hip and then lift it up. Once you feel stable, you can either take your hand or your right arm over your head as you lift your right foot, or just stay here. It's up to you. Then looking down at the mat, bringing your right hand and right knee back down into tabletop. And we're going to switch sides. Kickstand with your right foot off. Left foot goes to the bottom of the mat. Right hand's rooted down. Left hand comes up. Take it to your hip first if you choose to set that alignment, because this is a straight line. And you can take it over your head if you want. Lift up that foot if you want. Then looking down. Now let's stay here for a little bit. Sorry. All right, now we can come back down to the mat. I seem to go too fast sometimes on other sides. All right, shift back to your extended child's pose with a deep breath in and exhale out. Then curve your back forward, taking ourselves down to the mat, getting ready for our baby cobra. Making sure we're setting a good foundation with our elbows by our side. Push those shoulders away from our ears. Pelvis is rooted, legs are engaged. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift. Just barely lift. If you want to lift those hands up to make sure that you're lifting. And then whenever you're ready, push away from the mat into your extended child's pose. Taking the spine the opposite direction. Back to tabletop, moving into our spinal balance, but we're going to start with our left knee to our nose and then kick it back, landing on the ball of our left foot, pushing back in that left foot like we're getting in starter blocks if we were at a track meet. Now take that right hand out. Pull that belly button in, push away from the mat, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your hand and knee down to bring your right knee to your nose. Kick it back, landing on the ball of your right foot. Push back in that heel. Really stretch out that hamstring. And if and when you're ready, bring that left hand out. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your hand and knee down to switch sides again. Left knee comes to your nose. Kick it back. Either keep it above the mat or land it back down on the mat. It's your choice. Making sure always that our hips are squared, that we're not opening up, and that our belly button's in, and that we're pushing away from the mat. Once you feel stable, you might want to tuck your right toes under if you want, and take that right hand out. I was like, what am I doing? And extend. Holding it here. One more breath. And then releasing our hand and knee down. Right knee comes to our nose. Kick it back, landing where we choose. Rooting down in our right hand as that left hand goes out. One more cycle of breath. and then releasing our hand and knee down. All right, you guys, we're going to bring our left knee to our nose, kick it back, but keep your leg bent, flex your foot, take that foot towards the ceiling. This is called lion pose. Hold it here, or it's more like Jane Fonda, huh? And then release it down. Right knee to your nose, kick it straight up, flex that foot as if you're going to stand on it. Push away from the mat, pull that belly button in, and release it down. Hands are going to go to the top. We're going to shift forward, tuck our toes under, and take ourselves to our first down dog. Chin to your chest. Alternating heels if you feel like walking your dog this afternoon. And if some of you are feeling adventurous, you could bring your left knee to your nose and kick that left foot back. Or maybe just barely lift it just to get a feel of what that feels like. To root down, kick back with it. You can switch sides. Or maybe you feel like really kicking and opening up here. Bending that leg back and forth if you want. Or not, it's up to you. And releasing it down if it's not already, and walking ourselves to the top of the mat, staying in our forward fold, grabbing the insides of our elbows, or maybe just ragdoll, your choice. Shaking our head yes and no. And then we're going to bend our knees with a reverse swan dive. Come up and around. Hands to gratitude. Dropping your hands down, standing in your mountain pose. Finding the roots in our feet. Crown to the ceiling. Shoulders open, wide. Hands either open or maybe they're to your side. Finding that focal point. Or closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in and just let it go all the way down to your toes and out. Welcome to the top of your mat. Yay, we're here. Bringing our hands to gratitude, thumb to our hearts. Always reminding us, right? What are you grateful for? Sometimes when I think that, I think, what have I taken advantage of that I really need to recognize? It's so important. So many simple things, right? Inhale up and swan dive forward, but bend your knees as you forward fold. And we're going to reverse swan dive. Come up and around, bringing your hands to gratitude. Let's do that again. Inhale up, swan dive forward, reverse swan dive up and around, bringing our hands to gratitude. Inhale up, sit back in your chair, taking your hands back behind you like you're going to take a big jump. Then reach up again and stand up and then swan dive forward. Halfway lift, holding it here, allowing those hamstrings maybe to release a little bit more. Then bend your knees with a reverse swan dive, hands to gratitude. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Framing our feet, let's step back with our left foot and our right foot coming down on our knees. We're going to shift forward, taking ourselves down to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale up, either baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. And then we're all going to meet in our down dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk or step to the top, and when you get there, bend your knees with a reverse swan dive. Hands to gratitude. Inhale up. Swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Framing our feet, stepping back with our left foot coming down to our left knee, right knee stacked over the ankle. Make sure you're rooted and bring yourself up. Then reach up with an inhale, pulling our shoulders down. Looking straight ahead at that focal point. Making sure that your knees stacked over your ankle. And then clasping your hands, pushing up to the ceiling. Pulling your shoulders down. Maybe a slight back bend if you want, maybe not. Then coming forward with your hands above your right knee. And we're going to shift forward. Easy does it. Nice stretch in that hip flexor. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, come back up. Release your hands, frame your right foot, straighten your left, step to the top of your mat. Bending your knees with a reverse swan dive and swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Framing our feet, stepping back with our right foot coming down to our right knee. Once again, making sure that you're stable. And when you're ready, reach up, shoulders down. Keeping your eye on the prize. And then clasping your hands, pushing them up towards the ceiling. And then just a slight back bend if you want, stretching out that hip flexor on the opposite side. Breathe in, breathe out. Come back to center, releasing your hands, framing your left foot, straightening your right, step to the top of the mat. Bending our knees with a reverse swan dive. Hands to gratitude. We're going to step out wide on our mat. So I'm going to go with my left foot wide to the mat into this 5-star. We're going to go into moonflower, sunflower. So first moon, come down, exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. You can go as fast or slow as you want. You don't have to go with me. Sometimes it feels like but really you can go however fast or slow you want to go. All right, the next time that you're in your 5-star, let's stop and go into sunflower. Exhale down, inhale up. Just kind of gather up those flowers. Last one, and we'll all meet back at 5-star, and we're going to alternate. So moon, sun. One more set. And land back at your 5-star. Taking your back foot parallel to the back of the mat, front knee's gonna bend, so we're gonna go into warrior 2. My back foot's parallel, my front knee is bent, stacked over my ankle, and arms are out into this beautiful warrior 2. Nice, nice, nice. All right, from here, we're gonna go to reverse warrior, up and over, stretch it out. Deep breath in, exhale out. Come back to warrior 2 and over to your side angle. Remember, this hand can go straight up or over your head. It's your choice, but lightly placing this arm on your thigh. Come back into warrior 2. Cartwheel around, move into a flow, or just stay in down dog or child's pose. It's your choice. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, and down dog. All right, you guys, left foot's gonna come forward. Back foot's gonna go warrior one, but I want you to go directly to warrior two. Set your foundation here, no hurry. Then flip your palm up, reach and over. Opening up that diaphragm for a deep breath in. Exhale out. Come back into warrior two and over to your side angle. Then back to warrior two, pivoting on our right foot and stepping to the top of our mat. Hands to gratitude. Now stepping back with our left foot, just step straight back. That's all we're doing right now. And then we're going to come up onto the ball of our left foot into that lunge. So push back in the heel. I want you to really get used to that. If it gets wobbly, but that's really what's going to save you when you start wobbling, is just to push straight back. Reach up with an inhale. Exhale, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back, pushing down towards the floor, looking straight ahead. Open up that chest. So it's your choice to stay here or look up at the ceiling. Your choice though. And maybe do a little bit of both. Get used to it. Just to get an idea of what does that mean to look straight up? What does my body feel like? Then looking straight ahead, we're all going to reach up and exhale, twist to the right. Reaching out. Gets wobbly, so you push back in that heel. We're going to move into warrior two, so this left hand's going to go up and over. Back foot's parallel, and now we're in warrior two. Straightening our front leg, reaching out, going into our triangle pose. Remember, you can either look up or look down. Now we're all going to look down at our right foot, bend our right knee, and come back into our warrior two. Pivot on your left foot and step to the top of your mat. Hands to gratitude. Then stepping back, you can always put your hands on your hips, hands on in gratitude, and just step back with that right foot. And then come up onto the ball of your right foot. Push back in that heel. And reach up with an inhale, pulling our shoulders down. Clasping our hands behind our back, staying here or pushing down towards the floor. But most importantly, try your best to push down towards the floor and open your chest up. Looking straight ahead or up towards the sky. Pretend like sky. Or a little bit of both. A little bit of forward, a little bit of up, and then go, oh, I'm going to look forward again. Then reaching up with an inhale, easy does it. Still push back in that heel because we're going to twist to the left. So you twist to the left, it's going to get wobbly. Push back in that heel. Now we're going to take our right hand and take it up and over, landing in, whoa, maybe I am, warrior two. Keeping your eye over the middle finger, and then straightening your front leg, moving into triangle on the side. Looking up or looking down, your choice. And yes, that was Barkley saying hello. All right, we're all going to look down at our left foot, bend our left knee, come back into warrior two. Pivot on our right foot and step to the top of our mat, bringing hands to gratitude. Inhale up, sit back in your chair. Hands come to heart, and I want you to rock onto your toes, lifting your heels. Hold it here. Then flatten your feet, take your arms back behind like you're going to take a big jump. And reach up with an inhale, slight back bend. Swan dive forward, bending your knees. Halfway lift. Framing our feet, we're going to step back with our left foot. Either come down on your left knee or come into this low lunge with your left knee up. It's up to you. We're going to root our left hand down, right hand twist. Goes up to the ceiling, or you can keep it on your hip. Your choice. Then framing your right foot, bringing that left knee down. We're going into our locust pose. No, lizard pose, sorry. So lizard, you can either stay here, where I am, or you can inch that leg over to the edge and bring your hands to the inside. It's up to you. That's what I like to do. But always making sure your knee's stacked over your ankle. And I know this is like major hip stuff. And it's not easy, and it sometimes doesn't always feel good, but I promise it's good for us. It helps relieve a lot of back issues. It helps relieve a lot of just stress, that body-mind connection stress. Seems to always land in our hips, or hips get tight and screw up our lower back. Our body speaks our mind. You can't hide it. That's the thing about it. As much as we think we can just stuff something, if it doesn't come out of our mouth, it's going to come through our body somehow. All right, you guys, so let's inch it over, straightening our left leg, and step to the top of the mat. Bend your knees with a reverse swan dive. Hands come to heart. Sit back in your chair. Roll onto your toes, lifting those heels. Then bringing your feet down, take your arms back behind you. Reaching up with an inhale. Swan dive forward. Framing our feet, stepping back with our right foot into that low lunge. Either have your knee up or you can bring it down. It's just a little bit of a different stretch. And we're going to root that right hand down and twist to the left. Then bringing our left hand down, right knee comes down if it's not already. You can stay here or inch it over, bringing your left hand to the inside of your left leg. Here or here. But look back, always make sure the leg that's straight, it's directly behind you and not skewed out. And breathe. This is a perfect place to practice your pranayama, your breathing, listening to yourself breathe. Maybe even find a pattern where you breathe in 8, exhale 8. Breathe in 8, hold for 2, exhale 8. Something like that. Just a pattern that works for you. Instead of focusing on how your hips feel, focus on your breath. All right, inching that foot to the center if it's not already. Straightening your right leg and stepping to the top of the mat. Easy does it, no hurry. Bending our knees with the reverse swan dive. Hands to gratitude. Stepping out wide again one more time into that 5-star. And toes are going to be pointing forward though, because we're going to do a wide angle forward fold. So come out and then forward fold. Easy does it. Crown going towards the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's place our left hand directly underneath our nose on the mat and twist to the right. Replacing our right hand where our left hand is and twist to the left. Both hands come down. We're going to point our foot to the top of the mat, walk around, step to the top, bend your knees with a reverse swan dive. Hands to gratitude. Finding your mountain pose for our balance pose today. Into our tree pose again. So standing up tall, finding that drishti, focal point. Rooting down in our left foot, and we're going to bring our right knee up. Hands can come on your hip if you want. Then placing our right foot where we choose for our tree today. I'm going to go with my ankle. And then bringing hands to heart. Knowing that we can always just stay here if we choose. Or take it above your head. Maybe you feel like clasping your hands and staying here. Or you can open up your tree. Each pose is a different challenge. They're all have equal qualities about them. Touch base with your breath. Are you breathing? All right, let's go out of it. So if you're a wide tree, bring your palms back together. Hands come back to our hearts. Releasing your hands, you can place them back on your hips if you want, because we're going to bring that right knee back up and back down. Then going back to mountain. Maybe keeping the same focal point or finding a new one. And when you're ready, bringing that left knee up and placing your left foot where you choose. It doesn't have to be the same area as your right or your right foot was at. And then hands to heart. Staying here. Or you can always stay with your hands on your hips. Taking it above your head. And opening up wide. Your choice. Bringing your palms back together if they're not already. Hands come to heart. Release your hands or place them on your hips as you bring that left knee back up and left foot down. Rolling it out if you want. And stepping back to the top of our mat. Hands come to heart as we reach up with an inhale and swan dive forward, framing our feet, taking ourselves down to the mat, into our child's pose, whether it's traditional or extended. It's your choice, but most importantly, I invite you to go within. Check on your breathing, check on your ego and tell it to get lost, that you are doing a practice today. And maybe just check into this present moment. Noticing any sounds, noticing anything specific right here, right now, in this moment. Coming up onto our knees. Moving into a camel pose, but we're not going to do full camel. We're just going to place our hands on our lower back. Toes can be tucked under or flat. But bring those elbows in. Open up your chest again. Really acknowledging how much we have this forward fold in our bodies, and we want to open up, counterbalance that with our hands at our lower back, elbows pushing to get together behind us. Looking straight ahead, pulling that belly button in. So it's your choice to stay right here, or you can look up at the ceiling, or you can even push your hips forward and drop your head back a little bit. But don't hurt your neck. Just kind of keep your chin down just a little bit. Then back and back into a child's pose. And coming back up and around into staff pose. Sitting up tall. Finding those sit bones. Once again, practicing keeping your shoulders back. It's not going to happen overnight, but just practice. And then whichever leg you want, I'm going to take my left leg and open up with your legs wide. So I'm going to come this way. Whatever is right for you in your room. And what we're going to do is we're going to reach up with an inhale and exhale, placing your hands out in front of you. Maybe it's like right here. Maybe you feel like you could practically lay down like Alicia Rafkin does. But I think that's kind of like a circus thing she can do. I don't know. I think she's a contortionist. I'm always amazed when she goes into this. She's just like plops down. All right, we're going to walk over to the right. Easy does it. Grab hold of your calf and allow your chest to be over towards your thigh. Now it's your choice to stay here or take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hinge a little closer. If you want to do it again, take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, maybe hinge a little more. We give our bodies a little bit of time to get used to where they are, and then try it again. Because that's the cool thing about it. Your body will release. Remember, muscles have memory. And Epsom salts are our friends. All right, now walk across, switching to the other side. Take a deep breath in And as you exhale, just hinge a little bit closer. It's always crazy how one side is looser than the other, always. Your choice of staying here, taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, go a little bit closer. Maybe, maybe not. It's up to you. Then coming back to our center, bending our knees. All right, we're going to try something different. We're going to sit with our knees bent, and you're going to place your hands behind you. Take your left ankle above your right knee and just sitting here as straight up as you can. So it's going to, your hips are going to feel it the most. Yeah, good. You can flex your foot if you want. Yep, good. Then if you want to bring this leg in even more to bring this one in closer, it's just all about those darn hips. Yeah, good. And breathe in. Remember, go back to the breath. Focus on the breath. All right, let's switch sides. Easy does it. Taking the opposite ankle to the opposite leg. And then sitting up as tall as you can. Flexing that foot. Taking your chest towards your knees. All right, you guys. Now let's go into cobbler pose, taking the bottoms of our feet together, sitting up tall, grabbing our ankles, and leading with our chin towards our toes with a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hinge. Hinge, hinge, hinge. And let that lower back release a little bit before you start taking your forehead towards your toes. And then just drop it down towards your toes. Coming back up to center and rolling back onto your mat. Pardon me, back and forth, side to side, whatever you feel like doing. Maybe you just want to lay there and hug your knees. Or maybe you feel like going into supine butterfly. Your choice. And then landing on our backs, let's go ahead and drop into supine butterfly. Bottoms of our feet together, knees out to the edge. Hands where we choose, either laying on our belly out to a T or clasping them, putting them behind our head. Then bringing our knees together and bringing our right knee towards our chest. Bringing the left knee to join it. Moving into your happy baby or just staying here. It's up to you. And then dropping our feet down. Both knees are bent and going into windshield wipers. And then bringing our feet back to center. Knees are bent. We're going to take our hands above our heads as we bring our hips up into a bridge pose with our hands above our heads. If that does not feel right to you, feel free to bring them down. But what we're going to do is do a flow. So hands are up, exhale, bring them down. Just flow as much as you, as fast or slow as you want to go. But once you go up, squeeze your bottom and then bring it back down. And the next time your hips are down on the ground, just stay there. Straightening your left leg, bringing your right knee to your chest. Going into our spinal twist. So take your right arm out to a T, twist to the left, look to the right. Coming back to center, handing off our right knee to our right hand, left arm goes out to a T. Flex that right foot and then take it out to the right. Trying your best to keep your lower back rooted down as much as possible. Just don't hyperextend your back, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And bringing that right knee back to center, releasing it and bringing your left knee to your chest. Left arm out to a T, twist to the right, look to the left. Coming back to center and handing our left knee to our left hand. Right hand goes to a T, opening up to the left, flexing your left foot. Being aware of your lower back, that you're not hyperextending it. You're pushing that lower back into the ground. Left knee comes back to center. Right knee joins it. One more happy baby if you choose, or just hugging your knees. Releasing your feet, hands over your head, stretch, 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 stretch. We're going to take our hips to the left, but our feet and our hands to the right. So you're kind of curved here. And then come back to center. Take your hips to the right and curve to the left. Then back to center and moving into your Shavasana pose for this evening, whatever that might be, whether it's corpse pose or maybe you feel like keeping your legs bent. I'll mind the time, and all you guys better do, and I hope you do, is relax. awareness back into your room and back into your body. Taking your time, no hurry. And when you're ready, join me in our easy pose. Taking our hands out to the side and reaching up, palms come together as we place them on our forehead. Honor your intention. To our lips, honor your words. To our heart, honor your heart and honor your body. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace.
Thank you, Molly.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
Molly.
you, Molly.
Thanks. Hey, Jessica, you made it. Oh, good.
I know.
Great.
Yeah, I was a little late.
That's okay. That's cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you.
Yes, good, good.
I
The three of y'all didn't hear, but I worked on a video today and I'm figuring out how to upload to YouTube. So I think I've got it. I'll let you know and I'll send y'all a link. It's kind of like today's practice because I did it at 2:00. So
Wow,
y'all
awesome.
got my what I practiced on. So
That's
yay,
awesome.
I'm so happy y'all made it. Good.
I do good when you say, you give me atta girls. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, good. I'm like, yeah, she just said I did good.
Right.
You did. I could see you. Oh, I still have it recording. Whoops, stop, Molly.